So welcome to the Earthling EDC channel. My name is Phil, and on this channel we talk about making small, compact EDC kits like this one and the gear that goes into them. So I do a lot of testing on the gear. This particular video covers about 17 categories of gear. It's probably my longest video that I've done so far. We're going to go through a ton of brand new gear that's pretty interesting. I was really fascinated. Some things that were sent to me that I was very surprised to find. Some really interesting stuff to cover today. All the gear. This mini pouch is just a regular shotgun shell pouch, and I featured this in past videos. It's just an empty pouch. But what makes an EDC kit is the pocket rack, which is a small card like this that you can attach bands to and attach your EDC gear to, and then it makes it a organized kit. So I've got some new stuff on here, like this little cargo container that attaches to the pocket rack. And here's one of the new ones, new designs. This is laser cut basswood. So this is a 3mm piece of basswood. I haven't really got into testing this a lot. Just kind of wanted to show you guys as a path that we're going down here to play with. But this is kind of interesting. So I've got quite a few of these different designs. You can see some standard designs and then some that aren't stained like the one I just showed you before. We're going to get into all the gear. Again, 17 categories. This is a long video. Feel free to jump around if you find a section that you want to, and then come back later if you want. But I'm looking forward to hearing what you think about all this stuff as well. So get down to the comments section, leave some comments there. Let me know what you think. And also don't forget to visit our Reddit page as well. So I'll put that link in the description for this video as well. Hope you'll stick around. I'll see you in a bit. All right, so when it comes to knives, I usually carry just a mini multi-tool, like this Next Tool E1 in my pocket. This is where it is most of the time. It's just much more convenient for me to have it into my pocket, be able to pull it out. It does a lot of stuff. I've got a regular blade on here as well as scissors and a craft blade as well. But it's a very compact design. It's worked very well for me. But if I want to have a full-size knife on my person and I'm carrying my mini pouch like this, so you can see in here that I've got the pocket rack along the top here with everything on it, but then directly below it, there's enough room in here because this expands to have a full-size knife like this one. So this is the Ethereal Cutter from GEO Knife. The GEO Knife Ethereal Cutter, model GEO 2402E, represents an almost unprecedented value proposition that is shaking up the budget EDC market. For a street price of around $70, you're getting a material combination Bowler M390 blade steel and a trendy Ultim handle that is typically reserved for knives costing 3 to 4 times as much. The build quality, reportedly from respected OEM Kubey, is solid, featuring a reliable and adjustable axis-style lock and a smooth action on the washers that breaks in nicely. While it may not be the most slicey knife out there due to the blade stock thickness of 3mm, the sheer value is undeniable. It delivers a premium style experience for an entry-level price, making it a must-buy for enthusiasts wanting to try high-end materials without the financial commitment, or for anyone looking for a lightweight daily workhorse they won't be afraid to use. Price comes in at $69.99. All right, so next up we have a very unusual utility blade. This is the U1 Ultra from O-Knife, and it has, this is kind of interesting, a ceramic blade. Very, very slicey, very sharp. We've been slicing up boxes with this thing, and it's still incredibly sharp. The O-Knife U1 Ultra olive green pocket folding utility knife with ceramic blade. A bold and stylish take on the EDC utility knife, offering a premium feel that punches well above its $54.99 price tag. Its standout feature is the included zirconium oxide ceramic blade, which provides exceptional long-lasting sharpness for clean slicing tasks like opening boxes and cutting cordage, far outperforming standard steel utility blades in edge retention. The knife's action is smooth and fidget-friendly, with reliable button lock and multiple deployment options via the flipper or thumb studs, all housed in a sturdy and comfortable OAL aluminum grip. The critical trade-off, however, is the inherent brittleness of the ceramic. This is strictly a precision slicer and not meant for scraping or prying hard materials like staples. For the user who understands this limitation and wants a perpetually sharp, corrosion-proof, and modern-looking tool for daily cutting chores, the U1 Ultra offers an incredible value and a significant upgrade over conventional utility knives. As a side note, my wife used this to break down about 12 large boxes, and the blade retained its slicey sharp edge. Okay, next up we have this elegant little offering from Vosteed. It has a carbon fiber handle and an Elmax blade, and these beautiful blue highlights that they put throughout the knife. Very lightweight, and let's get into the details. The Vosteed Mini Psyop model with its 2.69-inch Elmax blade and carbon fiber handle has generated significant attention within the EDC community for its premium materials and thoughtful design at a competitive price point. The high-performance Elmax steel is consistently praised for its excellent edge retention and corrosion resistance, making it a reliable choice for daily tasks. The carbon fiber handle not only contributes to the knife's lightweight and sleek aesthetic, but also provides a comfortable and secure grip. Social media buzz, especially at platforms like Reddit, frequently highlights the Psyop's smooth and fidget-friendly action attributed to its reliable locking mechanism. EDC enthusiasts also comment on the knife's impressive fit and finish, comparing it favorably to more expensive brands, noting that it feels like a premium product. While some users have mentioned that the anodized aluminum parts can feel less premium, the overall consensus is that the Vosteed Psyop offers a compelling package of performance, style, and value, making it a highly recommended addition to any EDC collection. So the last of the 4 knives I have to show you today is actually a Kickstarter project from O-Knife. It's called the Aeon, and it's a really, really nice design. And let's get into the details. See you in a bit. The Aeon knife from O-Knife. This Kickstarter project from O-Knife is a collaboration with designer Ostap Hell. This new design is positioned as a refined gentleman's folding knife, built for precision and daily carry without being intimidating. Key features highlighted in this campaign include an OAL super aluminum frame, a blade crafted from Nitro V steel, and a durable diamond-like carbon or DLC coating. Social media feedback, particularly on platforms like YouTube and Reddit, have focused on its high-end materials and sleek aesthetic. Reviewers and users often praise Ostap Hell's designs for their geometric elegance and ergonomic feel, noting that the Aeon's smooth one-handed operation. The choice of Nitro V steel is a point of discussion with many in the knife community, considering it a high corrosion resistant and easily sharpening mid-tier steel rather than a super steel. Despite this, the combination of a custom designed look, quality materials, and a lifetime warranty are frequently cited as strong selling points for those seeking a sophisticated yet practical EDC knife. This Kickstarter project is limited to 500 pieces and has not yet started as of this review. So what you're looking at here, if you follow this channel, you know what it is, but for the rest of you who have not seen this before, this is a pocket rack. It's a 3D printed card that you can attach EDC to. It's an open source project. You can download the file to print these out if you know somebody who's got a printer, or if you have a printer and you want to 3D print it yourself. We also offer these on the earthling.com website if you want to, basically make a donation to the channel and get one of these cards. You can get them at earthling.com. Now, new stuff here. This is the current design. This is what we're 3D printing. These are some new things that we're talking about. So these are, I've got acrylic, basswood, plexiglass, and this is an acrylic card as well on here. Actually, I think this is plexiglass. This is plexiglass. It's acrylic and plexiglass are pretty much the same from what I understand. One's just a brand name. But this is what it ends up looking like when you loaded everything onto it. So we're going to get into details on a lot of these items here. This is a 3D printed pen, which I think is very cool. It was sent to me by someone who makes these now on Etsy. So we'll get into that in detail, but it's really cool the way it just fits right into a bit extender, and you can use it as a pen, which is awesome. Items too. We're going to get into all this stuff here shortly, but I just want to kind of show you what was going on with the designs. So these are all laser printed, as I had mentioned before. They are not 3D printed, and these are prototypes. So if you think this is interesting to you, let me know in the description below, And if I get enough interest, I might take these files for making these and throw them online and see if people want to mess around with them. Again, they're all the files downloaded here are free. You can change them any way you want. Some really interesting designs. If you head over to our Reddit channel, you can see some really cool stuff that's going on with some of these designs that people have done. And here's another interesting thing that's going on. So we've been talking about using 2mm elastics to attach items to the cards. Well, it turns out you can use 2.5mm, which is what this is. You can get here. Let's see, 2.5. You can see here 2.5mm elastic cord. You can get it off of Amazon. You get it on Etsy. There'll be a link in the description for this video where you can download this stuff. And you can cut it to size. I've got a couple videos on how to make these into the bands here. And yeah, so that's new as well. It's just going to give you more strength, more elastic, holding the item in place. It's a better hold with these larger elastics. And again, you can get a spool like this for like $9, and you can just make a lot of elastics if you want to. So new cards, laser cut, new elastics, and yeah, let's get on to the next topic. So this style of flashlight right here, this very small compact that fits perfectly onto a pocket rack like this, is referred to as an S11. S11 comes in many different styles, but the overall, I guess just basically the format, the S11 format is pretty common. So these two here are referred to specifically as being generic S11s. They have no other name to them. They're manufactured by different companies. That's why they have a slightly different format, but they have a lot of similar functionality within them. They probably run anywhere from $6 to $15 currently on the market. This one is made by, it's an A5, it's a Rovivon A5, and it runs about $37. I'm just showing it here. Rovivon makes great flashlights, and this is one I have I do carry with me on occasion. I've got so many of these, so I kind of swap them out. But it's a very rugged flashlight. It's very well designed, as I'd mentioned before. Has a very long battery life, and it's a nice unit. So we've got them now running from around the $5 range up to $37 at this point. And these are the ones we're going to be talking about today. These are from a company called Tunenge. So we're going to talk about these three flashlights and their capabilities. It's pretty interesting. I hope you stick around. The Tunenge S15 Pro emerges as a strong contender in the crowded mini EDC flashlight market, offering a compelling blend of high performance and practical features for its $25 price point. Boasting a powerful 750 lumen output, it delivers an impressively floody beam that illuminates a wide area. Okay, what you're looking at here is the beam pattern for the Tunenge S15 Pro. So the flashlight is set up right now in front of me, 10 feet in front of me, in front of this target actually, and then directly above it is the camera. So this is what it's going to look like if somebody was 10 feet in front of you with this little tiny flashlight. However, this is set right now at a lower power output just so they can get a better idea of what the beam pattern looks like, because that's what we're interested in here. So as you can see, it's about 48 inches in diameter, which is pretty impressive. It's a wide, I wouldn't call it a spot, it's more of a floodlight type pattern. And at this rating, this specific flashlight is rated for 750 lumen output. But at this center point here, right now I'm getting 320 lux. And you'll be able to compare this to what we have in the other two similar sized flashlights. And I think it's pretty impressive that one of the lower powered ones actually has a higher lux rating at the center point, which is interesting. But if you're looking for a wider type beam like this, more of a flood type pattern, this might be the one for you. The anodized aluminum body dissipates heat very well, reaching a maximum temperature of 43.7 degrees Celsius or 109.4 degrees Fahrenheit during use. Its 350 milliamp hour lithium polymer battery is conveniently rechargeable via USB-C port. Social media praised the S15 Pro for its bright, wide beam and the utility of its magnetic tail cap and side lights. All right, so the S15 Pro is a perfect fit for a standard size pocket rack like this one. As you can see, it fits very snugly between all the other gear on here, and it's an ideal size for flashlight on a mini EDC kit like this one. So I'll take this pocket rack and I'll drop it into a pouch, and I'll keep it either nearby me or in a jacket pocket or in the car or on my person. And it's ideal for this kind of setup. So next up we have the S12 Plus, which is a little bit different from the S15 Pro. Again, made by Tunenge. So, well, let's get into that in a little bit. If you have any questions about any of the items that you're seeing in these videos, be sure to check out the description for the video. There's links to everything there, plus additional information on some of the things that I'm showing you here. So I hope you'll check that out. The Tunenge S12 Plus carves out a specific niche within the ultra-competitive budget EDC flashlight space, targeting users who prioritize raw performance and a focused beam over the ancillary features of its Pro sibling. For under $19, it offers a compelling package led by a respectable 610 lumen output. Its most notable characteristics from an EDC perspective is the semi-spot beam profile, which delivers an impressive 457 lumens at 10 feet. Okay, so what we're looking here is a more concentrated center beam pattern, and this is from the S12 Plus. So this is actually a lower power flashlight than the S15, I believe, Pro. That one was rated at 750 lumens. This is at 610. But notice that the pattern is much more center weighted. This is much more of a spotlight type pattern. So we're in at about 36 inches now, as opposed to the Pro, which was out to 48. But a lower power. I'm getting a higher lux reading in the center of this beam. So this is it. The other one was 320 lux. That was the Pro. This one's up to 457 lux in the center beam right now. Well, not right now, but at turbo mode. So right now, again, this is a lower power just so I can show you the beam pattern better. It doesn't wash out as much. It's much more evident as to how wide this beam is. And the other thing about this is kind of interesting. I believe this one puts out at, in moonlight setting, it's a 3.5 lumen. It'll run for 34 hours. And again, we're talking about a little tiny flashlight here. It's pretty interesting. Anyway, this is the S12 Plus. Users should be aware that on its highest settings, the lightweight body can reach a toasty 58.2 degrees Celsius or 136.7 degrees Fahrenheit. One drawback that I found is the weak magnetic tail for hands-free work will not support the flashlight in a horizontal position. The S12 Pro and the S15 Pro don't have this issue. Overall, the S12 Plus is a no-nonsense keychain workhorse for those who value a more focused beam, a fantastic low mode, and an aggressive price point in their daily carry. As a replacement for its predecessor, the original 711L mini ratchet wrench, the new TG model from 711 is a significant upgrade. The primary improvements are the move from an unspecified alloy to a more corrosion-resistant stainless steel and the redesigned deeper handle socket than the previous model. The new deeper 15mm socket now accommodates a broader array of bits, including WEHA, double-sided bits, and the flat bits from Next Tool and Leatherman, which addresses a common request from the EDC community. While the core functionality and torque rating remain the same at 22 foot-pounds or 30 newton meters, the enhanced material durability and increased versatility of the TG version make it a superior and worthwhile replacement for users seeking a more resilient and adaptable mini ratchet for their daily toolkit. All right, we're going to talk about bits, we're going to talk about bit extenders, and we're going to talk about custom bits like this little pen bit here. And we have a pry bar bit over here, and then we've got this little pick bit. But this new ratchet has given me the ability now to instead of just using the Steinwell bits all the time, I can now use the Next Tool bits, I can use WEHA bits, I can use probably Leatherman bits as well, because they all fit into the bottom of this thing, which is great. Now, all of these bits down here fit into this little pouch thing that I have here, this little plastic container. And I can drop that, as I've shown you in the past, onto the pocket rack. It just sits right here with Velcro, and it'll lock right in place easily. So yeah, that's how that goes. So no problem storing these things now. It gives me the ability to pick out and choose what I want. I sometimes want to use just these little flat bits because I find them really, really easy for me to, let's change up my knife, just to tighten up the pivot on here if I want to. And just using these, they just work so well. It's like having a little tiny screwdriver just right there for you. Can't get the same kind of torque, I don't think, on it with the Steinway, the round ones, but these work really well. So I can use that very easily now. I also have this 2-in-1 driver. This is from 7-Eleven. It has a square socket, works with, I can hook it up to a socket like this one. This is a 1/4-inch socket. So I can use the 1/4-inch socket for holding other tools in here as well. So in this case, I can use it for this pry bar. The pry bar is from Fix-It Sticks. They make some great tools. This little mini pry bar with a wrench built into it, this is what you call a knife saver. So you're not going to be tempted to use your knife blade for prying things if you've got one of these, because you can just jig it in there. You can open boxes with this thing. You can do all sorts of things with it. I also loosened up some screws on the back of my dryer earlier just to make sure everything worked here well, and it does work very well. The wrench is perfect. It fixes all the screws on the back of the dryer. And then it's got this pick. They have a pick there as well. This is really great for reaching back into things and pulling out little pieces and things like that. Absolutely fantastic. So this is a very nice little tool that got set up here. Now, I really like what Fix-It Sticks has done with these. I'd love to see some more of that type of thing where you can hook them into, your socket wrench. It'd be really sweet. So, but check this out. This is really interesting. So this pen was sent to me by a retailer over on Etsy. He prints these things. This is 3D printed, PLA, and they fit perfectly onto the extender. So you basically have a pen now with this little pen head. So I was just scribbling on here before, but it works really nicely. Very good tip. Really nice. Oops, what am I doing? So yeah, that's kind of impressive. And when he shipped it to me, this is really interesting. He shipped it to me in this little box. It's a 3D printed box. There were 2 of them inside, and you could just put your little 1/4-inch bits directly in here, and they just go right in place. When you get it, it comes with a little tiny, looks like a wax on the front, on the tip of it, just to kind of keep it sealed so it doesn't dry out. So really nice packaging. Everything was really neat. I don't know if this is how he sells them, but that's how he shipped it to me. So I'm, as you know, an advocate of the 3D printing and EDC, and this fits perfectly into that. So I love this design. Absolutely brilliant. Such a simple thing to do, but it just kind of typifies what you can do with the 3D printing. Very impressive. So I'll have the link to that and these two, and actually all of these. You'll find a link in the description for this video where you can source all of this stuff. He sells these for about $15. I don't know if it's 1 or 2 of them. He sells at that price. You can take a look at his website. Again, I'll have the link in the description. And then Fix-It Sticks, they sell a wide range of tools, some really interesting stuff. But these two are just very simple design, again, and just taking that simple design and applying it to a tool that you're already carrying. Like this ratchet, it just plugs right in, and now you've got a ratchet and a pry bar and a wrench all built in one, which is kind of cool. It's kind of a neat little tool to have at your side. And then the little pick. This pick is great. I really love this. So you can just get in there and start, working things if you have to get into some very small hole. Uses up barely any room, and I actually built what I call a little cargo container to put all of these things into. I'm going to show you how to do this, make one of these further into this video. But that's it as far as the everything. Oh, I forgot about this one. So this is the Steinway bit extender. I forgot to show you this. So the Steinway bit extender will work with all 3 of these bits as well. So you can get it. They come with a Steinway bit. It also works with the Weha bits, and will work with the Next Tool bits as well. And I'm assuming that they'll work with Leatherman bits. I don't usually use the Leatherman bits, but I use the Next Tool. So yeah, they fit right in here. I'll show you real quick. They drop right in, and they work really well. They don't go as deep as some do, but it's fine for the use here, for this use. So, and then you can do all sorts of things. Again, this is the 711L. This is the one that will work with sockets. So it's got the square socket connector on here, and then it'll adjust to a 1/4 inch if you pull that down. So this kind of gives you a lot of versatility as well. So you can, you could use this for Actually, I'll show you this. Drop it on the back of the ratchet, and then you can take your pen, stick it up front like this, and you've got a full-blown pen. I love it. Nice design. And then you can use all of these with it as well. Now, actually, these won't work with this, but they will work with, want it really long. So now I've got this extender plus the ratchet on the end, and then you can use all of these bits with the Steinwell extender. So lots of things you can do here, and that was all from just pretty much one little change that was made by 711L to their little mini ratchet. So I love their stuff. They really think, you know, put a lot of thought into their designs and how they build this stuff. I love that, you know, everything about this is really, really well done. Okay, so what we have here are 3 pairs of 4-inch size pliers. Now the reason I like the 4-inch size pliers and not larger ones or smaller ones is that they will fit onto this. So this is the pocket rack. This is what I showed in the beginning of the video. This goes into a pouch, a very small pouch that actually fits very tightly around it. And it would fit directly into this slot right here. So you take the Knipex here and put them right there, and you can see that they fit perfectly on it. These 2 straps go over the outside and would basically lock it in place. And you're off and running. So you take the 2 straps and you flick them over like this, and there it is. If you want to pull it out quickly, you can just push it through and just extract it that way. So the reason I like the pocket rack is because it's designed for urban EDC. You can use it for other purposes, but it's a very small, compact toolkit that you're keeping with you. It's got a lot of functionality with it and a lot of, you know, things. They're just there to help you in an urban environment. They're like to fix a nail that's sticking out of a wall, pull that wall, you know, so people don't cut their leg or something on it. It's just very simple, basic repairs is what this kit does. It's not meant to repair a car. It's not meant to, you know, build a house. It's none of that. It's just fixing very small, simple things is what this is all about. And it's lightweight, and you can keep it near you. You can put it into a jacket pocket. You can drop it into a backpack. You can leave it in your car. It just gives you that ability to do a lot of things. And I just think that it's essential that you have something like a small, compact pair of pliers for that purpose. So these are the 3 pairs of pliers that I would suggest, just based on my experience. This one and this one have been reviewed in past videos that I've had. I actually compared these 2. So this is an Irwin pair of locking pliers. It was a needle nose pair of pliers, and I turned it to what I call a T-Rex. So it looks kind of like a T-Rex. But so what I did is I cut the tip off of this. I was looking for a straight pair of pliers because I wanted to cut grooves in the top. You'll see there's a groove there, and there's a groove on the other side there. And this allows me to take a blade, a jigsaw blade, put it in, and lock the pliers onto them. Use this as a handle so that I have a saw if I need to use it for, you know, whatever purpose. Saws are very small and narrow, jigsaw. So that's the reason I liked it, is that I could use multiple types of saws. Also, you can put a linoleum blade in there, which can act as a regular blade if you want to. You could do, you know, various different types of saws, metal cutting saw, wood saw. It just gives you a lot of an additional option for using this tool. It also allows you to clamp onto things and hold things in place so that you can work on them. So you could have, you know, maybe something sticking out of here clamped onto it, and you could work on the item at the top of it. So it just gives you maybe a 3rd pair of hands as well. So it's a pretty neat little tool. It runs about $10. And for comparison, the Knipex, which is the tool that a lot of people use for EDC, this runs about $36, $37. And then the new Work Pro adjustable groove joint pliers, these run about $16 currently. So and it's hard to actually find them right now. They got sold out so quickly. But all 3 of these would make very, very good tools as the plier component of a pocket rack. So you're going to have to figure out what you want out of the pliers that you're using. I found that I'm liking these more and more. I've been using them for about a week now since they showed up, and The handle actually appears to be larger than on the Knipex. I have fairly large hands, and these seem to give me a lot more grip on it, with the end actually sticking out here, where I didn't have that same feeling with the Knipex. And they are the same size, just the handle seems to extend down further. You can see the head on these is a little bit different in size too. It's slightly smaller and seems to protrude forward a little bit more. So that's kind of interesting. I think they both have the same type of clamping design, where if you grab this onto something and you start pulling down like that, it'll lock into place on a pipe. This seems to be working the same way from what I've seen so far using it. It also has a different in the way that this functions as well. If you open this up and slide it down, it'll lock in place. You can hear that ratcheting noise. So you'll lock it down. So you pull it up, and it locks in place. For this one, you have to press the release button here, and then you can slide it down, and it locks. Lift it up, locks. So you have some exposed springing here on the back of it, but it seems to be really well made. I'm really impressed actually with what I've seen so far going over this tool. Well designed. It's very comparable to the Knipex. The other thing I like about it too is there's a little lanyard type hole here if you wanted to, I guess, hang it or put it in your pocket and have some way to pull it out. But that's kind of interesting. So this is really, it seems to be much more designed for EDC use, just with that lanyard hole on there. But yeah, this is pretty interesting what's going on here with these tools. I wish they made this tool with this kind of quality of engineering. This is just, to me, a little sloppy in the way that this works. You can just feel, you know, everything is kind of flexing around. There are a lot of times where I clamped down on something and the handles kind of slipped off to the side. You can see it like that. And it's just, look at that play. You just don't get that with these other pliers. But if they made something more precision like this that was a locking tool, that would be amazing as far as EDC tools go. But again, the nice compact size, any one of these three I think would be an ideal tool to use for this. Again, $16, $36 or $37, and then $10 for this one. You can probably get it cheaper too when it's on sale. But these are great choices for having a pair of pliers in your EDC kit. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on these three. All right, so here are a whole different, these are all from Nextool. You have the E1, we've got the Mini Sailor with scissors, we've got the S11 Pro, which is a brand new one, and I'm really liking that. And then we've got the Mini Flagship here, which I really like as well. So my opinion on carrying these mini multi-tools is sort of radically changed. I used to keep them on the rack like this. So this is a mini rack, just set up. It's a very small card. It's much smaller than the cards I was showing you before. Here's the standard size card with the center anchors. You can see it's considerably larger. It has the 4-inch pliers in here. This is a much smaller. So you can see there's a big difference in the sizing here. So I liked it because they're compact. I could keep everything in here. I wouldn't have to worry about it. It's just accessing this can be cumbersome. It takes, I mean, I can take it out very quickly, but it's still not readily available in my pocket. So what I've started doing is carrying the E1 here. I like to have a pair of scissors. I don't like, well, I shouldn't say I don't like. There's a redundancy of carrying this pair of pliers plus the 4-inch pliers that I've got already on the rack that I'm, carrying with me. So if I'm not carrying the 4-inch pliers, then I might want a multi-tool like this one, the Mini Flagship, which has both in it, and just keep that in my pocket. Or carry the new S11 Pro, which is really nicely, much thicker pliers on here as well, different steel. They changed the radius too of the pivot point. It's substantially different. You can see between this one, it's a small one, and this is considerably larger. Again, the thickness of the pliers has changed. The tools have changed. They're using a much harder steel on the new S11 Pro. It's becoming a much more, I won't say professional, but just a much more rugged tool. I mean, Nextool has really stepped up on all of their mini tools. This is like every time that if they make a mistake or an error, like they had with, I think they were having a problem with the pivot point, and they fixed it with that little bar that you see there to kind of increase the ability of this thing not to break. And I haven't had any problems with them. I have 4 pairs of these, and I carry them pretty regularly. But the next tool, E1, is my primary tool. Again, it's because if I've got the pliers on here and I have got this in my pocket and I don't need the pliers that frequently, I can just go for this. And this is a complete tool set. It's got a driver in it. I've got the flat bits that I can use with this. I can change this out. I can actually put a saw blade in here. I have a video showing you how to do that. I've got the scissors, very nice pair of scissors. The only thing I don't like on these is this ridiculous file. It does not file. It's no reason for have it. They've corrected that on the next tool, on the S11 Pro here. This is probably the best pair of not pliers, but of a file, best file that I've seen on any of the next tool tools, frankly, at multi-tools. It's got a diamond side to it, and then it's got a standard on the other side. And it's made out of it actually works. This one is it's like rolling the abrasive part over your finger. It doesn't really do much. So that's the only gripe I really have about next tool. They've corrected it now. I think I wasn't the only one who was complaining about this, but I like what they've done with this. This is really a step up here. Let's take a look at this at the end of this really quickly, and I'll show you this compared to. So here's the. You can see there's a pretty big difference in the thickness now. So, yeah, there you go. So it's quite a bit thicker. It's not extraordinarily thicker, but they've changed the steel on it as well. So yeah, you're getting a much more robust pair of pliers now in the new S11 Pro versus the mini flagship. I'm sure they're going to upgrade this as well. This is fine for me right now. I'm not really dependent on these since I have the pliers as a backup. But yeah, this is they're doing good things with at Next Tool, and they really, they're innovating, they're moving things forward. I really like what they've done with these things. Anyway, I'm carrying again these in a pocket, and then I've got the rest of the tools on the rack. And the reason I like this one the most is it's got a great pocket clip. It's a deep carry pocket clip. Tools all work great. I use this for opening up boxes like crazy. I love having that little craft knife to do that instead of gunking up your main blade. And yeah, it's a nice little package that they put together here with this E1. But again, I'm sure they're going to upgrade this soon to the level that the S11 Pro is. So the S11 Pro has also got a little tiny pair of scissors in here. It's very small, compact, but it's enough to get the job done. It cuts very nicely. I need a little piece of paper here to show you. All right, do this way. And yeah, so that works pretty nice. Yeah, it's a nice little setup, very rugged, good steel on it. So yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people really liking what's going on with these new mini tools from Next Tool. Very compact, really small. Just you can bury it in your hand, you drop it in your pocket. I'm probably going to put like a little deep pocket carry chain on here and just drop it in so that I can extract it pretty easily. I don't like it dropping to the bottom of the pocket, but these are really nice. I like this a lot. I mean, a very good pair of scissors. This is a pretty reasonable pair of pliers if you want a pair of pliers. If you don't want the pliers, you can go for this one. So this is the Mini Sailor again with the scissors. I think these are on sale too right now. So they're a nice pair. This is a good pair if you want just a pair of scissors in your pocket. But I like this setup. It's the deep carry. It gives me quick access to screwdrivers. I like the ability to have the craft knife for cutting open boxes really quickly. I just wish they'd replace the file on this thing. I might figure out a way to actually do that myself. See if I can replace out this file. It's just garbage, frankly. I'm not really happy with it. I've never been happy with these files. They're ridiculous. Yeah, but they've corrected that. I guess they took the feedback from the EDC community and have corrected it in this one. So if I can pop that out for you, let's see if I can do it. There you go. You can see I've brutalized this thing already, but it really works nicely. Really cuts through the, on nails and things like that. Works really, really well. So yeah, this is a really nice, they finally figured the file out, which I can't believe it took them that long. But again, this is a really nice tool. They've really stepped it up. They've taken pretty much addressed a lot of the issues that people are coming up with. The thickness of this is increased. It's got a very, very nice spring-loaded action to it. I'm liking this a lot, and it folds up very, very compact. So, yep, next to S11 Pro, they've done a good job on this. I'm sure they're just going to keep on innovating and changing this up some more. Little lanyard thing pops out here too. You can pop that in if you want. And that, oh yeah, I forgot about this. They've got these little glow-in-the-dark tabs now on these pivot points. I can just charge this up real quickly. You'll see what those look like. But yeah, you can have this on the side of your, your bedstand next to you and be able to see those things glowing in the night. They'll probably last for a couple hours. You need to reach over and figure out where you're. Let's see if I can really get that going. There we go. Yeah, they're pretty nice. So yeah, they're just really thinking about what they're doing, and getting, feedback from their customers, which is really good. And this is the result, is this, the Nextool S11 Pro. And I'm sure I'm going to see some of what's in here start to show up in these. So I'm looking forward to seeing when that happens. But this is a pretty good tool as it is right now. Okay, a quick break here for a bit. I'd like to encourage you to share this video with anybody you know who's an EDC enthusiast, or just like the video. All right, that's it. Let's get back to the show. See you in a bit. So those of you who follow this channel on a regular basis, I've hinted at that I'm kind of an avid cyclist. So I do a lot of riding. I do probably about over 4,000 miles a year. And this year probably be a lot less. Back in June, I had a pretty bad accident and broke my ankle. So that kind of slowed down my production on these videos. But one of the things I found on that is when I cycle, I usually carry a bandana on my person. So when I went down, I ground up my knuckles. They're pretty well healed now, but I could still, they went pretty deep. And there was a lot of blood and things going on. And having that bandana in my back pocket, just as an EDC thing to carry and wipe your brow, was invaluable. I managed to limp home. I wrapped this thing around my hand and was able to keep the blood from flowing all over the place. My leg was kind of messed up, a lot of things, but having this little bandana thing with you is a big deal. You can also use it I use it on a regular basis too for like a hat. You can wrap it around your head, put a helmet over it. You can do any number of things with it, but they're very handy to have. I didn't realize how handy they were until I actually ended up having to use one. You can buy batches of them too. You wash them a couple times, they get very soft. They're all cotton. These are all cotton. You can get them in other materials as well. Lots of different uses for them. So I'm just encouraging you, if you have never done it before, to kind of maybe put a bandana folded up in your back pocket and see how it works for you. I mean, there's numerous occasions where you have small kids, they need something very quick to wipe their face or whatever, and you just happen to have this thing in your pocket. You can just throw it in the washer after that, and you're off and running. But it's a very small, compact little, basically it's a tool. It's a cloth tool. It gets very, very tiny. I've been just keeping it in my back pocket lately for a while. We'll see what happens. And I wear them pretty much every day when I go out cycling. I wrap one around my head and then put my helmet over it just to keep the sweat out of my eyes. It's very effective that way, and I'm sure a lot of people use it that way every day. But it's a neat tool to think about. It's a very simple tool. It does a lot for you. So they're inexpensive. There'll be a link in the video description where you can find these things. I mean, these are just the standard size bandanas. Let's see here. I'll show you what they look like. So this is just the regular size. It looks like about 18 inches. 18 inches by 18 inches. I don't know what the standard size is, but again, they come in many different colors. My wife went and bought me a variety pack of these about a year ago, and I've been just using them, and I was just lucky at that time to have it in my kit. So anyway, bandana. Who would have thought? So over the course of the years, I've gone through quite a few pouches. So these are just some a lot of generic pouches and things that have been sent to me that I purchased or for other purposes as well. Now the nice thing about the pocket rack, there's a pocket rack in here. This is a mini tiny neoprene pouch. Um, is that you can use any kind of pouch you want. You really aren't limited to just pouches that are made for EDC. This one is made for computer memory, for storing computer memory. I put a clip on the back of it, and now I can stick it on my belt, and I'm off and running if I want to. And this is a mini pocket rack that went inside of it. So all you really need is the pocket rack. You could put it inside of a craisins bag if you wanted to. So you can clean these out. You got a waterproof bag. You can just toss it in here, and you're off and running. I think if I can fit. There we go. So it fits perfectly. You could leave it on the front seat of your car. You wouldn't have to worry about somebody taking it. It's an opportunity here. There's a mango bag. You can put it in here if you wanted to. Here's a prune bag. You can put in here if you wanted to. There's really no reason to have a dedicated bag. So what I've come down to is using that shotgun shell pouch. I like this. It's small. It's $3.15 on Temu, $10 on Amazon, and it's highly functional. It's all about the rack itself. It's not really so much the pouch and all the dedicated rubber bands and things that are on the inside. You don't need any of this stuff with a pocket rack. It's built into the rack itself. So just a nice dedicated pouch. And again, it can be pretty much any kind of plastic bag if you wanted to. You can put in a backpack. You don't even need the pouch if you don't want to use a pouch. If you want to just put it in a coat pocket, you can do that as well. But that's the versatility of having one of these pocket racks, is that you can use just about anything. Let me get into the details on how to do this one. This nylon 12 gauge shotgun shell pouch makes a great mini EDC pouch. I've been using these for several years now and have been very happy with the results. You can easily convert this to an EDC pouch by carefully cutting away the internal elastic bands with a craft blade. Once the bands have been removed, use a pocket rack to organize the tools inside the pouch, giving you the ability to create a compact and highly accessible mini toolkit. The pouch itself is made of a very tough nylon material that is quite rugged and very inexpensive. This pouch comes with back straps, which allow you to attach it to a belt or just about any type of backpack or pouch you might want to carry. Another benefit of this type of pouch is the low cost. These pouches can be purchased on Temu for just $3.17 or on Amazon for around $10. All right, let's talk about power banks. So see power banks? This is a big power bank that I've got. And on it, I've got two cables. These are charging cables. They're little magnetically coupled charging cables, and you can put them on your keychain if you want. This one runs about, I guess, $3 to $4. This one probably about $12 to $19. So I'm going to have links to both of these, and we can get into more detail shortly. So the battery banks are usually large and bulky like this one, and they would not work well in one of these, the pocket rack that we've been talking about here. So, but what does work are these very thin. This one is a credit card size battery bank. It's made by Tintor. This one is made by Nitecore. It's the NW5000. We're going to talk about this one. And this one is the NB Air from Nitecore. Look at this. Look how small it is. Very thin. And yeah, we're going to get talking about this one too. So if you've got a phone that you carry on you, which I think all of us do, or you've got a flashlight like this one, then you're going to probably need something at some point to charge them with, or have somebody around you who wants something charged, and you're going to happen to have these in your in your EDC kit. So that's what we're going to talk about next. Let's get into it. The Tintor WT-H230 credit card size battery bank is an incredibly compact and lightweight portable power solution, perfect for those seeking a minimalist carry, measuring just 3.54 inches by 2.52 inches by 0.16 inches and weighing just 2.34 ounces. Its ultra slim profile truly lives up to its credit card designation. Despite its small 2500 milliamp hour capacity and 5-volt 0.8 amp output, which is best suited for topping off small devices like earbuds or providing a quick boost to a smartphone in a pinch, its built-in cable eliminates the need for extra accessories, enhancing its convenience as an always-on-you emergency charger. For mine, I've added a stick-on Lycra pouch in the back, making it into a minimalist wallet for ID, credit cards, and cash. At just $16.99, it's a real bargain. The Nitecore NW5000 is engineered for seamless integration into an everyday carry EDC setup. Prioritizing a sleek, ultra-lightweight, and robust design, its most notable feature is the forged carbon fiber shell, which provides exceptional durability while keeping the weight down to a mere 120 grams. The power bank is exceptionally thin, making it easy to slip into a pocket or attach to a phone without adding significant bulk. The NW5000 boasts a 5,000 milliamp hour capacity, sufficient for charging most smartphones, and offers versatile charging options with its strong magnetic wireless charging, up to 15 watts and MagSafe compatible, and a 20-watt USB-C port for rapid wired charging. To maximize power out from the NW5000, I found that using a power cable is more efficient than using the wireless charging. The power bank is also IPX5 water resistant, adding a layer of protection against splashes and rain, making it a reliable power source for daily commutes and outdoor adventures alike. The Nitecore NB Air power bank is engineered for everyday carry, prioritizing a featherweight and remarkably slim profile without sacrificing essential functionality. Weighing a mere 89 grams and boasting a sleek, compact frame constructed from durable carbon fiber, is virtually unnoticeable in a pocket or a mini EDC kit. Its 5,000 milliamp hour capacity provides ample power to recharge most smartphones at least once, delivering a respectable 18-watt output via its single USB-C port for efficient charging. A key standout feature for EDC enthusiasts is its IPX7 waterproof rating, offering robust protection against rain and accidental submersion. The minimalist design is further enhanced by a touch-sensitive power button that illuminates 4 blue LED indicators for a quick check of the remaining charge, making it a highly practical and resilient power station for daily use. Having a mini 6-in-1 charging data cable as a component of a mini everyday carry toolkit is important for several reasons. Primarily, it addresses the common problem of device power depletion and data transfer needs on the go. The 6-in-1 nature of such a cable, offering various connector combinations, such as USB-A to Lightning, USB-C to USB-C, etc., ensures compatibility with a wide range of devices, from flashlights to smartphones, tablets to power banks, and wireless earbuds, without the need to carry multiple bulky cables. This versatility makes it an incredibly space-efficient and practical tool, allowing for quick charging from any available power source, or for transferring files between devices at a moment's notice. In a world increasingly reliant on technology, a dead device can be a significant inconvenience or even a safety concern, and a compact, multifunctional cable provides a simple, reliable solution to this problem, ensuring you stay connected and your devices remain operational throughout the day.
Okay, so this is a standard size pocket rack, this is a mini pocket rack, and this is what I'm calling a cargo container. So in the past, I've been placing unusual and small items on these racks in one of these. So this is like a storage cylinder. It's aluminum, and you can see it's pretty deep. You're limited as to how much stuff you can get in here. I didn't find it as a very efficient way to store. These are Velcro fasteners that I could put onto the Velcro on the racks to hold in place. It didn't sit very, very firmly because you only have one point of contact. It just presented all kinds of problems, and I thought, well, what if I could find cylinders that were the right size and the right format? And that's where I found these. So these are actually one bar, one cylinder, one rectangular cylinder that I cut into 3 pieces, and I imported this stuff from China, and this is what I got. So they're very nice, they're very rugged, they're very strong, and very lightweight, which is ideal for the purpose that I'm using them for. You could probably get away with maybe 3D printing these. I kind of like the feeling of having the aluminum on here for some reason, just the strength of it. They seem to be, pretty solid. I think they're 1 millimeter in thickness, which is pretty thin, but they're incredibly rugged. I'm just amazed at them. So I attached Velcro to the back of these. I can slap them onto this smaller card or the larger card. And this is the larger card that I showed previously, and I just have a strip of hook and loop and attach it there, or Velcro, and it just fits on very snugly. Now, these end caps. I found the end caps, I sized them to the cylinders, and I will put in the description for the video, for this video, there'll be a link to where I sourced all this stuff. I'll give you the dimensions, and you guys can see what you want to do. You can either buy it directly from AliExpress like I did if the prices have dropped. These end caps are pretty cheap still. You get a whole bag of them, and you can do, cut up and do whatever you want with them, but you can, like, I made these so that when they attach, I've got one that sticks out a little bit like this, but if you want to, you just cut off that top layer and you end up with an end cap that looks like this. So this is the shorter one. I just cut off the top, and it doesn't use up as much space on the inside of the cylinder then. It's also hollow on the inside as well, so you can actually insert things into that and it'll take up less space. But yeah, they're nice. So you could use these on their own if you want, something in your pocket where you have a little storage container, a pill box, whatever. This works great. So the only reason I went with a rectangular size is because they just fit so nicely onto the pocket rack. I mean, look at that. Snugly in there. It's about 3/4 of an inch in thickness. You can cut them to any size you want, or horizontally or vertically like this, and attach them to the rack, and they just give you a lot of possibilities for carrying small or unusually shaped items that would not normally be able to fit on the rack like that. So yeah. Anyway, so let me show you what I have in this storage container. So this is a lot of gear. It's just kind of like supplies. So think of that as the car container is holding just supplies, things you might use in your little toolkit. So I was particular about what exactly I wanted in these. Let me see if I can pop everything out of here. So I like that I can open up both ends and everything just falls right out. And inside, move these up a little bit here. You saw some of these things in a previous segment. All right, the first thing I have in here is about 12 feet of high test cord. So this cord is normally used for spearfishing large fish. It's supposed to have over 200-pound test to it. I did some some testing with it on my own and snapped the cord when I tried to. I weigh about 210, and so pulled it up on it, and the tension point where it was touching the wood that I was using to push against, it cut it through it. So I can't really, it's difficult for me to test this, truly, but I think you can probably get over 100 pounds of test on this pretty easily. But I have 12 feet in here. I cut it and just stuck it into one of these little shrink insulation, heat shrink insulation tubes, and that's what I keep it in the cylinder. So here's the cylinder, and I just keep it in there. I have another piece, I've shown this in the past before as well. It's a little one piece of this hot glue stick. So you'd hold this with a pair of pliers, and then you can just wave your little thick lighter next to it, melt that glue, and stick it on two pieces, and they will stay together very well once it cools off. I've got about 8 to 10 inches of wire wrapped around that, just regular wire. It's got a little tiny bit of insulation on it, but it's just nice to have wire to wrap things together. And then I've got this this tape that adheres to itself. So there's no real adhesive on this tape. It's a type of tape that just sticks to itself when you wrap it around. It's good for sealing up pipes, good for wrapping around things that you want to be insulated. It's just a very thick kind of rubber tape. It's called self-amalgamating tape. And yeah, I just keep a small tube of that in there next to the other tube of the glue and the wire. And then best of all, and I use this fairly frequently, I have about 10 tubes of this stuff. It's 0.1 ounces of super glue. So I drop that into the tube as well. And it's nice. This is a very frequently used item, surprisingly. So keep that, if you want to grab some of this. I got this, I think, off of Amazon. And it's got this nice application tube on it as well. You can actually take this off if you want to. It's still sealed. And then there's a little spike in there. When you turn this down tight, it will open it up. Once you open it up, it's going to start drying out on you. So you've got one usage of this, this particular tube, and then you can pull out one of the other tubes that you have and drop it in there to replace it. And then we've got these two, I've got this little pry bar. This is your knife saver. This is for keeping you from doing strange things with your knife that you shouldn't do. This can be used as a pry tool. I think I showed this in a past video. Not past video, in this video, but earlier. So now you've got a little pry bar that you can use this for, and you won't do something foolish. It'll keep you from doing something foolish with your nice knife. So you can open up boxes with this. These are nice. This little wrench segment here, I had loosened up some of the, to see if it worked, I had loosened up some of the nuts on the back of my dryer, and they tighten very nicely, and that actually works pretty well. I was very impressed with that. Then you've got this little, this tool if you hook it up to your 711L ratchet, mini ratchet. So yeah, gives you some options here. And then a little pick, a little hex pick. This is nice too. So these two items I think are pretty nice additions. They're new additions. And these are from Fix-It Sticks. I will have a link in the description for this video to these two items if you're interested in them. And yeah, so all these items here fit into this tube along with that. And it's a nice little package that they all fit into. And then I can just drop it right onto the pocket rack. And then you've got your repair components in here, and then you've got all your tools wrapped around, and you're ready to go. Very small, compact. This fits into the shotgun shell pouch that we showed you earlier, and you're good to go. All right, let's go on to the next segment.
As an EDC enthusiast, you're always looking for the most effective tools in the smallest packages. While a pair of tweezers might seem insignificant, it's a staple for any well-equipped mini EDC kit. Think about the common but frustrating splinter from a park bench or a backyard project. Tweezers are the best tool for safe and hygienic removal. Beyond that, they're essential for precision tasks that your fingers just can't handle, like manipulating tiny screws on glasses, removing a tick, or picking debris from a small cut. A good pair of tweezers provides a level of fine motor control that can be a lifesaver in a pinch. They're a minimalist tool with a maximum utility, taking up almost no space while offering a surprising range of practical uses for the prepared individual. So as you saw earlier, I've got some thermal images of flashlights that are pretty detailed. So I take a flashlight like this, I'll turn it on, I'll then point a thermal camera at it, and you can see where the heat is building up. And it's quite significant in some cases where flashlights are putting off enough heat to actually to burn you. So I think, and it also has an impact on the LEDs on these as well. So the bulb in here can be affected by excessive heat as well if it's not dissipated properly. And so a lot of these flashlights spend a lot of time figuring out how to dissipate the heat. Like you can see heat fins on the back of this thing. So yeah, it's a big deal as far as heat goes and these flashlights. So what I've been doing now is again, taking thermal images of all of them. And I have on the EDC kit here, this is on the pocket rack, I've got these little pods. One of these pods contains a Thermal Master thermal camera. Now, it's very small and compact. It takes really great images, and I'm actually kind of impressed with the software too that comes with it. So you just plug it in like this, turn on your video camera, and turn on the software for running Thermal Master, and you basically have thermal images of all sorts of things. So here's an example of what that looks like as me descending down into a dark basement. Thermal images that you're seeing over here are me going down into my basement. So I open the door, I go down to the basement. The basement is dark, so there's a regular video image being photographed in the upper corner there. As you can see, I disappear when I get to the bottom with the regular camera, but with the Thermal Master, you can still see me down there. And as I ascend back up the stairs, about 3/4 of the way up, you suddenly see me appear in the regular video image. It's pretty interesting. Okay, so that's just one application. This is a pretty impressive little device that you can just have on your EDC kit if you have need for it. It's kind of fun to play with anyway, but Again, you could use it for looking for little beasties in your backyard. You could use it. Oh, it also comes with a macro lens that you can attach to the front of this, and then you can pretty much scan for heat signatures and electronics that may be failing for you and help you, define what needs to be replaced and things like that. So it's a very interesting item, and I'm going to continue using it just because it has applications for me doing reviews for products. But yeah, you may have something that you're working on a regular basis where this might be a good fit for you. So, thermal master camera, thermal images, very cool. All right, so what you're seeing here is my preferred lighter on the EDC kit. So this is the kit, and it would fit right here. And I'm going to show you how to make it look like this. And here's why. So the plunger on these things can, if something accidentally presses again, it will leak out all of the butane that's in here. And that's not good. So to get around that, you can see here, I've used a zip tie, wrapped it around, and it's nice. And then people say, well, how do you then use the plunger? Well, I'll show you. So this one has already been fitted to this particular, you just put the zip tie around it, and you can see it just locks in place. And it's very easy to get off. You can push this up, it pops it right off like that. There's just enough space there for it to have enough play. So you need this small mini, let me see if I have one here. I do. I actually do. So this is a mini zip tie, and that's the one that's on here. You can see it's the same thickness. So you want to get some mini zip ties like this to be able to do this. So once you have the zip tie on there, the only thing that's missing is the Gorilla Tape around the outside. Now, the Gorilla Tape is great. It's absolutely, you got to have this stuff in your EDC kit just for repairing things and taping things onto things, and it's fantastic stuff. So you can get, believe it or not, about 7 inches of Gorilla Tape on here, and you're just going to have to measure it so that it, before you put it on here, you're going to trim it down so that it's this length, this width right here, and that's pretty easy to do. So you just take this, line it up on top of your Gorilla Tape, mark it, and then you can just rip a line, and it stays. When you rip it across, you've seen this before with duct tape or with Gorilla Tape. It just sticks to the line. So you get a very straight, like this, piece of Gorilla Tape. So here's about 7 inches of Gorilla Tape. And what I'm going to show you here is how to then attach it to, put it right here. So I've lined up my Bic lighter. This is the mini lighter again. And you just roll it onto the lighter, keeping in mind the bottom and the top location. And just stick it on and keep rolling. So you've got all 7 inches onto the lighter, and there you have it. A nice compact, it's not going to leak, and you've also got this nice little batch of Gorilla Tape on here as well, and you will end up using this like crazy. This is great stuff. So here we go. Got 2 of them like that, and then you can just drop it into the card, just stick it on there like that, and you can just pull up the, here, let me just pop it out here real quick. So we'll pop off the band. Oops, got the flashlight on. Pop the band, drop in the new lighter like this, and then pull the band over the top and pull it down and lock it in place. And that's it. Now you've got a nice lighter on there, which is great for all sorts of things. You can sanitize pins and things if you want. You can use the glue stick that I mentioned earlier. You can melt it down. You can heat. Having a heat like this in a controlled device is a great thing. Now, a lot of people have been coming to me and saying, what about a clipper lighter, Phil? Clipper lighter is actually longer than these mini lighters. These lighters are really efficient. They don't fail. I'm really happy with these. The only thing is you can't refill them. Now, if anybody has an idea where I can find a lighter of this size, and the size, here's what I'm looking for. The width on this is, let's see here. Width is about 22.9 millimeters. And then the length is going to be, let's see here, 61.7 millimeters. So if you've got something around that size that you can think of that I can refill, hey, let me know in the comment section below. Let's talk. I've been looking around quite a bit, and I haven't found anything that is this like a Bic lighter. These are just, they're so rugged, they last, they're great, they just keep on working. So on to the next segment. So I want to remind you that everything that I've showed you today, this is by far the longest video I've ever done. It's got the most gear on it that I've ever shown in one video. So feel free to jump in and out of the video, find stuff that you like, you don't like. But it should all fit. Everything that you've seen should be able to fit into this pouch. This is the little shotgun shell pouch that I showed you before. And the vast majority of the items are also going to fit onto the pocket rack. They don't fit on the pocket rack, they should still be able to fit into the pouch. So that's kind of the restriction that I've set up for this video, is it's got to work with these two things. Yeah, this is the biggest thing I want to keep in mind here, is that I showed you a lot of stuff today. Pick and choose what works for you, what you want to work with. I mean, there's all kinds of different variations that you can come up with. Don't copy what I have on this rack. This is pretty much just for show, to show you what's attached to the pocket rack. Make it work for you. I can't emphasize that enough. There's just so many choices in EDC, how you decide. Again, my kits are designed for urban EDC. They're designed to fix stuff. They're designed to make my life easier for myself and the people around me and my family, to be able to just fix things if I run across something that's broken and needs repair, or make something work better. That's what this stuff is for. So, hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope if you have any comments, yeah, leave them in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you on these different items. Yeah, that's about it for today. Hope to see you again soon. Take care.